predicted Kamala Harris becoming president. Remember, Lisa said the country's broke. She always wore purple and she wears pearls. Purple actually means transition, transformation, this trans movement that's going on. So it's been pre-predicted programming that's been going on in plain sight. All right, this article is July 22nd, 2024. But let's watch this video right quick. Did the Simpsons predict Kamala Harris becoming president? As with most popular global events, Kamala Harris' potential run for the White House has been met with speculation that Fox animated series The Simpsons predicted its first. President Joe Biden announced he was dropping out of the presidential race on July 21st and endorsed his Vice President Harris to fulfill his shoes. Did he really? Did he really? Once it was clear, Harris announced her intention to challenge former president and Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump at November's poll. Social media users compared the two. Bark to the Future, the 24-year-old episode correctly predicting. Let's go back to that, y'all. So, entitled Bark to the Future, the 24-year-old episode correctly predicted Trump's presidency when Bart was given a peek into his adult future. So remember, this is predictive programming. If you don't know what predictive programming is, it's just how our minds are made. They familiarize us with things, and you being familiarized with it, when it comes to pass, you sort of can placate yourself about it. It's sort of kind of, hey, didn't I see that somewhere? And so because you saw it so often, now you're not fearful of it. And it's sort of kind of strange how Bart has that little glow around his head like at the Olympics. Interesting. And it's weird that it was 24 years ago that this episode predicted Trump's presidency. However, it's 2024, and this was 24 years ago. They're playing some number game on us. The Simpsons predicted Kamala Harris to be the first woman president on March 19, 2020. Now, they didn't predict this, remember. They just programmed you to think it was predicted. Now, she is going to do the part that says the country's broke, because the country is broke right now. We were at 34 trillion in debt, meaning in the negative. So when people ask for money, when you find yourself, I need money, I need it now, there's no money, because we have influxes of people who got the money, and then there are other people who take all the money because they're super, super, super wealthy. They get all the money, okay? And then the people in the middle that pretty much takes care of the country, the middle class, the upper middle class, and the working class, there is no money, okay? So no one can save the country from this. People just going to have to dig in deep, purchase extra food, make sure you got filtered water, and do your best. And don't give up, in spite of all the propaganda, in spite of how the game seems to be so programmed. When you're trying to go right, it wants you to go left. Have you ever dealt with that in your life where you know to do right, but it seems like there's an evil thing always present, as a book said when I was a kid. Every time you try to do good, I think Paul says that evil's always present, meaning the negative flow of frequency is always present. And you know to do good, yet that evil's always present. Can't make you do it, but if you're programmed to do it, you got to fight the program. And I'm going to tell you, as a person who's a very strong person, if I'm already dealing with, like, let's say I have to take some type of medication for my teeth, it's very hard not to cave into the negative. Because when you're dealing with constant aggravating pain and someone comes over and weighs on you, you don't feel like having mercy and grace on people. You be like, get out my face, leave me alone, I ain't got time. Let me go lay down so I won't begin to damage nobody up with my words that come out my mouth. Because people tend not to block your words, they tend to absorb your words, because people tend to just be sentimental, I guess. I don't know. However, people are now picking it up again for the parallels it has with Harris' presidential run. So if the Simpsons predicted that Harris would be in the White House, which I think it was Jill Biden, Jill has been the president all this time with the blonde hair, and she had the purple on the debate night. Then they transitioned to Kamala wearing the purple during the inauguration. It's all a play on characters. Different characters can play different characters. The person we're probably seeing now, if Biden is walking around, it's not Biden. It's probably somebody off The Island. You ever seen that movie, The Island, from 2005 or 2003? Please go watch The Island. It will cause you to question the game called life. I'm already aware we're in the game, but I guess because I'm taking amoxicillin for my wisdom tooth, both of my wisdom tooth, it's like the ones that were there. It's like it bothered me because it's like confirmation on top of confirmation that you're being bullshitted with, and I'm the sort of personality that really, really bothers me for anyone to think that because I'm in this body that my life is theirs. My body, my choice, and I ain't talking about taking out nobody, okay? I'm talking about literally, maybe I should say my essence, my choice, how I want to use this avatar. And if you don't master your avatar, evidently everything else in the game will master you. Hopefully I won't have to redo this video because I'm not for sure if y'all picking up my voice. Said in 2030, Barack's sister Lisa is the first female president of the United States who inherited quite a big budget crunch from President Trump. Now, she inherited from Biden, not President Trump. So the predicted program didn't work exactly. So it was too many people realizing the game. So they do predict the program. It does not work exactly right because even Trump himself may have not wanted to play the role of the president who inherited a budget crunch. Now they're still going to allow the economy to fall under Trump because even though they're not going to get exactly the storyline that they pre-programmed in people's head, the budget, the country's broke under Trump. They may put Trump there and let the country be actually broke under Trump. Now the country's been broke this whole time under Biden. However, it's because it started so long ago. The country debt doubled under Obama, and then Bush did something, and then it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Worse, worse, and worse and worse. And when people say, I want to have compassion with people that's coming to our country, no matter what race they are, because they come from all around the world, compassion and you and your children starving, pick which one you want. Compassion or you not having Social Security. Compassion or you not having a roof over your head. Compassion or you being one of them veterans on the street that the government will not see after properly. Compassion or you be like those people out there in Michigan and Washington State on the street on drugs. Compassion or you be one of those people that used to have a house in California. Now they live in a tent city that Gavin Newsom wanted to destroy, but they rejected him. The council rejected him. And a lot of people say, well, they shouldn't have rejected him. I say, yes, they should have rejected him. Because if you're not going to have a plan for these people other than maybe putting them on some island somewhere and taking their organs, do not remove them from where they are. Because it's not like a lot of those people, they do work. It's not like they don't work. I've seen documentaries of these people. They do work. They live in their vans. They live in their RVs. So I am a compassionate person. But as long as those people are paying taxes and they're supposed to be here, that I will support them. If the governor won't fix the situation and just trying to destroy the people, he needs to be moved out and not them. Because maybe they want only certain kinds of people to live in a certain part of California. Now I know those people maybe need to figure out a way to pull some money back, maybe $25 here, $50 here, and move out that state. And maybe because of this biases we have with comfortability, maybe that's why people don't move out of the chaos. It's just like in the urban cities where you look and say, hey, cuz y'all get y'all coins together and just move out of this city. When you live in a certain frequencies for so long, a certain atmosphere for so long, that becomes part of your spirit. That becomes part of your program. And it literally takes an actual fortitude to get out of mass formation. So you can live in a small town, and that small town will hinge you there because of mass formation, because a mass of people have formed themselves together off of information. And that information is a power that holds. Information is, words are power. Life and death is in the power that comes out of the tongue. When you talk, it's not just words. It's actually something that has a teeth to it that can grip your understanding, that can move people into fear or can move people into joy or can move people in between, of course. However, let's continue with this little video thing here. People pointed out how it was very similar to the outfit Harris wore to her and Biden's inauguration in 2021. Same thing I said. Yes, because they're playing with you. Look, this is the thing I'm noticing, and I think I just need to say it. I can't stand a liar. The predictive programming is a liar. I can't stand a liar. I can't stand somebody standing outside of the dome. I'm talking about you. Can't stand folks standing outside the dome and thinking somehow, because you think somehow I'm some type of animal, you think somehow I'm some type of a lower level being, that you can program my life and everybody else's life and hee ha ha at us. See, forget Kamala, forget Trump, forget Biden, forget Obama, forget Bush, forget the Clintons, forget the oligarchs, forget those wealthy billionaires and multimillionaires that's pulling the strings, called B Team and the CIA and the NSA and all these people that's trying to use technology against us. Forget y'all. I can't stand a liar. And the game lies to us. The game plays with us. And that's what wearies me as far as having tolerance for the game. The game is psychotic. The game is retarded. And that's why I don't like the game. Because you can see the truth in plain sight. And because people love chaos and people love to hate on people. People love to point fingers and blame other people for their lives. People love for people to lead them and guide them into what is considered truth. That's what I don't like about the game. So there must be more people who are trapped in the program, who are really encapsulated in the program, because I'm telling you, when I start talking to people in real life about seeing what the television is saying is full of bull. And even on the radio, I used to listen to my radio last year. I don't listen to my radio in my nice car. I have a nice car. I ain't going to tell you what kind it is. But I have a nice car. And I don't listen to my radio. Maybe twice. I don't listen to my radio. I don't know. I want to be fair. I don't just sit there and listen to it. Because that's propagation as well. Whether on the left or the right, I don't care. But this is the thing. The sick thing is, we're all in avatars. We're all in skins. Yet we want to look at the skin as what we supposed to hate, and look at the past. Look how these people did our race. Can we look at right now how the system's doing us, the Caucasian and the melanated? While we looking at each other's avatar, these people getting wealthy. What people? The ones that know the system, the ones that's in the lodges, the ones that's in the cults. They know the system, and they got us so-called little people fighting amongst one another because of the skin and because of what our foreparents did and what our foreparents did not do. There are some things our folks should have did, our men should have did, melanated men should have did to keep us from being raped and pillaged. There's some stuff they should have did, been willing to lay down their life. And then there's some stuff that the other race should have did. They should have stood against the system that told them, if you do not become the special group, then they should have stood against this thing where they were telling them that they won't have nothing. Because a lot of times that's how you get people to do something. Look, we're going to make you the special group without telling you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to tell you to let us oppress them. Because who is let us oppress them? The government oppresses people to put other people above them. Now the migrants are the oppressors, or the oppressors are using the migrants to oppress us, both races, all races here in America. And all of them are different races. But you would think they were different races. It's all about the agenda, oppressing, and oppressing. So they keep their hands clean. You never get to see them because they use someone else. They lift up somebody else. So let's say they lift up the Caucasian man initially. Through the Jesuits came in and lifted up the Caucasian man or Caucasian woman, told them, look, if you go along with what the government want to give you, you'll be all right. Now, melanated people still at that time, the ones that did not did not fall into the trap and fell into slavery, meaning servitude, meaning if you don't know what the system's doing, soon as the system decides to reset, let's say melanated people and Caucasian people, when they came to America, majority of them figured out a way to just make it well, because the way they want to make it, they want to make it seem like melanated people in America have always been slaves. That's a lie. There have always been upper class melanated people and lower class melanated people. There have always been melanated people that says, I'm going to rise above it all no matter what it takes. And then there have always been melanated people that say, oh, I don't feel like the fight. I don't feel like the worrying. I don't feel like the struggle. Can't somebody see about me? I'm not going to push myself onto the point where it look like I'm going to lay down my life. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't understand the predicament they in because they won't look at every time something comes up, every time evil pops up. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Is you gonna be a man that say, well, I ain't laying down my life for my family. I'm not gonna fight this thing unto death. And a lot of them, that's what they should have done. I'm going to fight this thing, take my resources and move to another state. Go and find some more relatives that's doing well instead of hating on them, because how people be doing some hating. Instead of hating on them, go do what they did. Beg and plead with them. Look, we trying to get out of this. I done put myself in a 7-year contract, and if I do this, that, or the other, the system is set up where I have to stay longer, or my spouse have to stay longer. If she get pregnant or whatever, there's tricks in the system. There's still tricks in the system. The welfare system's a trick. The food stamp system's a trick. And who all in that? Caucasian and black people. Melanated, as they say. As I say, melanated. I have to practice saying melanated because, though black is a mixture of all, and everything comes out of black, I still would rather acknowledge melanated because it represents all the colors of melanated people, not just the super dark or the super light. Okay. So this is this is not a ooh ah oh moment right here. This video I'm talking about. This doesn't even move me. This video when it comes to Kamala wearing that, because I saw Jill in this as well. You know what I'm saying? So, and Jill has blonde hair. And who's been the president all this time while Biden was sick? It was not Kamala's imbecile self. It wasn't her. It wasn't her, because why I call her imbecile? Because when she first came in, she was saying, first representative that was an Indian American. She was proud of being an Indian American. And people said, well, she could acknowledge that. Yeah, she acknowledged it when it was useful. She wasn't going to sit there and stand there and say she was a black Indian. She wouldn't have got the position. They had to work the country up in a fever after all these different online live killings on television. Because you never know if any of these people really died. I don't care what race they are. If it's on television and it's live, it could be straight AI, and we sitting here thinking it was real. It could have been broadcast across the whole planet, and it still could be fake. And that goes for the left and for the right. Every time the right throws something out here, we want to think, oh, it got to be the God's honest truth. And anytime the right throws something out here, it got to be a goddamn lie. See, this is the warpness in us. Maybe all of us are lie. And maybe in everybody's circumstance, maybe just a little bit of it is the truth. Because I'm for sure the Democrats don't want democracy. Because all you got to do is go to their states. If democracy looks like what Gavin Newsom is doing in California, what the governor of Washington State is doing, and the governor of Illinois, and the governor of New York is doing, I don't want any of that. If that's democracy. But we are a republic. Because democracy is ran by the majority rule. That's the reason why abortion was taken back to the states, so that democracy could actually be seen, or democracy process could be seen, even though we're a republic. Now, when you just leave it up to the federal, that's pretty much just actually dictatorship. That's like, how these people that want democracy don't want it to be taken back to the state? When it's taken back to the state, remember, the people, the mob, democracy, the demographic, get to vote on it. So you can't have everything you want, folks. And these folks that want to run and say, oh, I ain't going to let nobody, my body, my choice. Let me tell you something. If that's the only thing your leg standing on, the leg, only thing your body standing on is that one leg, you're in trouble. Because you having your living, moving, and being based off of whether or not you can murder something you were creating, you and that person you were with. And I'm not talking about the 0.0227% of those folks, not even 1%, who get raped or incest that are permitted to hurt their bodies to get something out. Because it's still going to hurt your body. You know, that to me that doesn't seem like the answer neither. Uh, Bearing it and then maybe adoption, bearing the load. Because I'm gonna tell you something, birthing a child, whether it's with a rapist or whether it's with incest, bearing a child, knowing you bared that child and gave that child an opportunity to maybe be with a wealthier family, will not torment you with knowing. Do you think you're gonna forget? Let's say you got rid of the child in 1995. Do you know from that day forward, every time you see somebody that looks like they're 29 years old, it'll torment you? Every time you see a 1 year old, all the way up to this point, to 2024 from 1995, I have a child. And if I had decided my body, my choice, even though he was legitimate under marriage, and I decided to get rid of him, and I knew he was a boy, every time I see somebody that's under, let's say, in 2020, I would have knew that he's supposed to have been 25 years old, and I've been looking at men that are 25 years old. It'll torment you. And a lot of people, for the moment, they don't want to. For the moment, they don't want to think about maybe the torment that will come in the future. I don't want to think about that. You need to weigh your options. Have the kid, know that the kid gonna have a better future with somebody else. Know that he's on the land of the living. Believe that he's gonna be or she's gonna be happy, or just annihilate, become the God in the situation, and take life and don't give life, and then be tormented. Yeah, I just can't see myself being. I would not want to be tormented. Torment is depressing. It's just so depressing. Hope I'm being recorded because I have no idea. Somebody said these shows, these well, it should have been said, this show is getting more disturbing, or these shows are getting more disturbing. Creepiest show in history. With Joe condition, this could already be happening. Yes, that's what I said too in the online weekly. All right, y'all. Like, subscribe to the bell, and thanks for watching.